I approached 100 women in 1 week. Here's what I learned. Most men tend to live in fear. If they see like an attractive woman, they'll probably think in their head, what if she thinks I'm weird? What if she says no? But you guys need to realize at the end of the day, nobody cares. The number one fear that men face nowadays, if they see someone pretty and they want to approach them, is the fear of being perceived as a creep. So what advice would you give men to combat this?
I think just picking up on signals as quickly as possible. Like, if you approach somebody, be as friendly as you can, but if they're not reciprocating friendly energy, just be hyper aware of that and err on the side of being more cautious.
So what are your thoughts on the idea of approaching women in public?
I think it's great. I think approaching women in public space in a way that makes them feel safe and you can still show attraction to them, I think that's a great thing. I think that's the thing that's being lost. I think it's something that a lot of guys think that if you approach a woman in public, you're going to be perceived as a creep or some type of way.
Dude is fitting. That's exactly what I was saying before. Once you move forward and take action, you grow something called courage. And over time, as you put the reps in, you build more resilience and it gets easier. You start to grow thick skin. You basically just gotta treat it like a workout. Going out and approaching people is really just a skill that you can learn to develop. Hi, excuse me?
Oh, yes.
I like your shirt. Yeah, what's your name?
I'm Maggie.
Maggie, I'm Anthony. Nice to meet you. You love Korea?
I don't even think I can do this.
You're Korean, actually? Are you Korean as well?
Dude,
So you're a quarter Korean?
Yeah. Yes.
So you've been to Korea, I'm guessing.
Oh my God.
Right, can you speak Korean?
Bro, this is...
I wish.
No worries. Very cool.
Dude,
I just thought you were really pretty.
I mean,
Yeah. You have a boyfriend? No worries. All good.
this is like...
Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a man of his word.
So that is an example.
Dude, I don't think I can I cannot cold approach. I'm telling you, I would crumble out of anxiety. I think it's still good that you tried.
Hey man, she had a BF,
So you like cold approaching?
Well, I think you have to view it a different way. We say cold approaching,
Yeah.
it sounds like some sort of pickup thing, I'm gonna cold approach her, versus just I'm gonna go over there and say what's up. There's these limiting beliefs. People come up with excuses, and once you believe you can't do something, you won't.
I don't think I really approach people. I like sitting in my dorm and doing homework. I think the best way to get into a relationship is just let it happen naturally. I think that it's fine to just not be in a relationship, and that's what people should focus on.
Absolutely. Focus on yourself. When you say you want things that happen naturally, can you elaborate more on that?
No, not really.
If you want to become a confident person who can talk to someone without even thinking about it, you first have to build evidence for that belief. And it starts very small. You can start by asking a stranger for directions or even just calling your friend on the phone. And over time, you can work your way up to asking for a girl's number.
If you want to date someone, just meet them in real life. It's not that hard. You just go and you talk to people. See, 100%. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Very good.
I like the traditional route. Approaching in public, off social media, smile as you're approaching the woman. If they're already getting defensive while you're smiling, just don't do it.
Read the signs.
Read the signs,
The body
I guess.
language.
Yeah, body language. Because then there you go, she's not really interested. Because even if, let's say someone's approaching me, if they're smiling at me, I know they have good intentions. And if I'm even the slightest bit interested, I would give them.
Action only happens when there's action. There can be no action with inaction. So once you can act on what you want to do, you become more free. And by doing difficult things like going out of your way to talk to someone, everything else becomes a lot easier because communicating is a skill that we'll use our entire life. This really helped me build my communication skills. I wasn't always this outgoing person. I was very introverted. In high school, I was very awkward. And it's not a natural thing, but over time, you learn to develop those skills.
I've been rejected by probably 40, 50 girls. I've approached and been completely rejected. And I think
That's 50 reps. That's what the muscle milk is for.
there has yet to be a single experience in which my worst fear of being seen as a creep, being socially attacked or rejected, basically all those things, none of them have happened.
And you found some success, right?
Yeah, some girls were
Very good. Initially, I was looking for a reaction, but once I conquered that fear and grew resilience, I became present in the moment and I detached myself from the outcome.
Not everything is about sex, right? And so, yeah, I think.
Wait, really? I feel like the number one cause of people's suffering is they make assumptions. And those assumptions stop them from doing what they want to do, building that freedom, chasing that dream, building that relationship.
So just if you're going to approach someone, make sure you're doing it respectfully, your intentions are good. I feel like if they're making eye contact with you and it's mutual, then I feel like it's okay. Read their body language. If they're like
100%.
completely caught off guard, be mindful of the situation.
I feel like as long as you're not like on a treadmill running, like it's not that awkward.
I think just your tone and what word choice that you use matters a lot, because like example A is, hey mamas, what you doing? Is not like option 2 is, oh excuse me, I just happened to notice you and you were like, you caught my eye, can I have your number? Something like that. The tone and the language that you're using is very different. Like literally act like a southern man. Like I want you to go up, excuse me miss.
Alright, like that?
No.
That working on
Like
you?
respectful southern man.
Ask for their name, be
Yeah.
polite.
Excuse
Like,
me,
get
what's
to
your
know
name? Honestly, act like you're at a networking event. You're a business student. Even like the eye contact part, like you're not looking up and down and stuff like that. That sends off the wrong message in my opinion.
I also feel like if you do act like option 2 or whatever, like if you're very nice to this person and they reject you, do not take it personally, because that's a reflection of them if they're really rude.
When you go out of your comfort zone to actually talk to people, you realize you see them for who they are, just people like you and me. You stop projecting your fantasies on them, you stop idealizing them, and you stop putting them on a pedestal. Why do you think men have a harder time remaining just friends versus women with men?
I think maybe women have more options,
Yeah.
and so they like, I don't want this to sound mean, but I think maybe men, they're not used to being like, to having girls be that nice to them,
Yeah.
and so maybe they misinterpret stuff.
Don't take things personal. Everything someone says and does is a reflection of themselves and has nothing to do with you. You went out of your way, you went out of your comfort zone, and you did your part. That's all that matters.
Have you heard of the Danny DeVito effect? You think of something in theory, it could be really hot and if it's someone you don't find attractive, it's like, I'm calling the police. Like Twilight, if you saw Danny DeVito crawling through your window to watch you sleep, you'd be like, what the
Oh, I see.
But Robert's in, you're like, you're good. Some people aren't gonna receive it well for things out of your control, but also just don't be a creep. Like, guys are creepy. If a girl doesn't look like she wants to talk to you, don't go up to her then. I've got some crazy, crazy looks.
You give him like bedroom eyes?
No!
No?
No!
Oh.
Jesus! No!
Wait, what are those?
Yeah, give us your best bedroom eyes.
Over time, you can tell pretty fast whether someone's interested or not. What differentiates a compliment and catcalling?
Wait, it's the tiger. Oh my god, can we get her? Can
Yeah.
we ask her?
Gotta get this content.
Yes!
Very good. Is that a real tiger?
You should have asked louder.
Seems like she's in a rush. But
For example, if I wanted to go and ask out the tiger woman,
She's obviously in a rush.
On a
you see, I wouldn't ask her
read
out
her body
because she's
language.
running away. You need to read body
excellent
language.
observation.
Yes,
There was no
thank
eye
you.
contact.
No eye contact.
There was no like.
There's a vibe, then there's a vibe.
Yeah. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. I know a lot of guys try to memorize these pickup lines, they try to be real smooth. But by doing that and putting on a persona, they're not being themselves.
I've been thinking of a line to use.
Yeah. No, that's it sounds
No,
good.
Let me tell you. I was gonna be like, hey, excuse me, do you know where like Odegaard Library is? And then just like be like, oh yeah, it's right there. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, not gonna lie, I already knew where the library was. I just needed an excuse to you because I think you're really cute.
Honestly, anything can work.
I think that'll work.
The thing I was talking about is not like, it's not a bad thing to like memorize lines like that. It's more about, you don't want to be in your head thinking about the lines, you know?
I think, why would you try to make somebody who doesn't like you?
Exactly. You cannot force relations.
But I think even if they did catch feelings for that persona you put up, they're attracted to the persona that isn't you. So.
You know, people are like, be yourself. I think that's what they mean when they say be yourself. From my journey, from day 1 to day 7, it was really hard the first time. It's already hard to go out of your way to talk to someone and go out your comfort zone. Just read the signs. If someone's clearly not interested, don't push it. Back up and be respectful. You want to be honest and direct with your communication.
You should probably be clear with like how you feel about the other person so there isn't like confusion. If you're clear with that, then I feel like it's totally reasonable.
Guys they're too susceptible to hormones. They just
So
like
they think like with their different head?
Yeah, pretty much.
I see. Do you know that from personal experience?
I think just giving women a really clear out to a conversation and like coming up and being like, oh, I think like you're really good looking. I'm single. I'd love to go on a date, but if you're not down for that's totally fine. And then people can be like, oh, thank you so much. Unfortunately, I have a boyfriend, but thank you, and then walk away. But if they feel like they're trapped in this conversation that's really awkward, then it makes it a lot harder, and then you get perceived as a creep. But if you have a clear out, nobody gets hurt by it.
So you're saying you shouldn't back them into a dark alleyway. You just gotta be stoic with it. You just gotta focus on things within your control. I feel like a lot of people tend to hyperfixate on things they can't control, and that's what leads to lots of unnecessary suffering. We're gonna be applying the principles that we learned today. Again, we're gonna not take things personally, and we're gonna not make assumptions. We gotta look for someone fit for the video. So yeah. Hello. You guys seem pretty lively. What's your guys' names? Okay. So that's what I was saying about the video. You just gotta learn to not take things personally, and also not make assumptions, right? Because people are doing their own thing.
I'm like all over the place. I'm not gonna lie.
You're emotionally unavailable or what?
Not emotional. No, I feel like
You're just unavailable. Or like physically all over the place?
yeah, physically, mentally.
You're just like spreading your seed everywhere?
No, I'm.
Oh, sorry.
Like,
sorry, I thought.
It's kind of hard.
If you want to get something done, you have to just go out of your way and do it. I can give you all these tips and tricks to help you on your journey, but it all starts with one action.
If you had a goal to go get ripped or work out, but you didn't want to experience the soreness, there's just no way. You have to experience that pain of soreness in order to build muscle. And I think that getting over the pain of rejection is the same way. There's no real shortcut or advice. There are many strategies to help calm your anxiety, calm your fears.
Yeah.
But in the end, you just have to be able to endure it and learn to take it, and you actually get stronger over time.
So would you say it's like that one Nike slogan?
Just do it.
Just do it.